The Hunger Games novels by Suzanne Collins is a popular young adult series followed by a series of successful movie adaptations. The prequel novel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, released in May 2020, continues the saga, and Lionsgate is currently working on the film set to come to theaters November 17, 2023. This decision by Lionsgate now has Hunger Games fans eagerly waiting for the release of the foundational story that lays out the rise of the series' villain.
She was my girlfriend.
Lionsgate recently released a teaser to give an idea of what to expect when The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes comes to our screens. While it doesn't give away much, it's enough to whet the appetites of those eager to return to Panem. Collider video of the day. The additional synopsis tells us who we will be following in the film, the fact that the story is a prequel. Currently, the cast sees Tom Blythe as the young Coriolanus Snow and Rachel Zegler as Lucy Gray Baird. The film is written by Michael Leslie based on a draft by Michael Arndt. Francis Lawrence is returning as director. Additional cast includes Jerome Lance, Ashley Liao, Knox Gibson, Mackenzie Lansing, Amr Hussain, Nick Benson, Laurel Marsden, Lily Cooper, Luna Steeples, and Hiroki Bearcloth, all as tributes for the games. As we wait for more information on the new movie to be released, you may want to refamiliarize yourself with the world that President Snow shaped. And in case you find yourself a tad bit confused by the growing world of Hunger Games, we have put together this guide, so everything is crystal clear. So if you are planning to binge on the Hunger Games franchise, this list covers the two most popular orders to watch the series, by release date and by chronological timeline. Hunger Games movies in order of release. The Hunger Games, March 23, 2012. The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, November 20, 2013. The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1, November 21, 2014. The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2, November 20, 2015. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, set to start production in 2022, with a tentative release date set for late 2023. Hunger Games movies in chronological order. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. While this movie is still in pre-production, we know that Hunger Games veteran Francis Lawrence is currently directing it with a screenplay by Michael Arndt, supported by Suzanne Collins. This narrative focuses on Coriolanus Snow's influence on the mentor system as Snow attempts to rise in the ranks of Panem on the road to becoming the poisonous president that we are introduced to in the Hunger Games. His road to power is based upon the success of District 12's female tribute Lucy Gray and how well Gray and Snow can work together to change how the games are played. If you are a dedicated reader of the series, you may already know the ending. However, the rest of us are curious how the president of Panem developed his affinity for poison and power. The Hunger Games. 64 years after the events of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, we are introduced to Katniss Everdeen, Jennifer Lawrence, another District 12 tribute who volunteers to take her sister's place during the 74th annual Hunger Games. She, alongside her on-screen romance Peeta Mellark, Josh Hutcherson, fights against the hardened competitors from the other districts to become the last two tributes standing. Throughout this fight, we come to see the depths of desperate actions that the capital will go to keep the districts in chains. The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. After Peeta's and Katniss's victory in the 74th annual Hunger Games, they again have to face the games. This time they are fighting a mixed field of former victors, some of whom seem to be friends and many who are enemies. This time Katniss is not an unknown quality in the capital or districts. In the capital, she is a beloved victor in the games, and in the districts is starting to become a beacon of hope. Unbeknown to Katniss, a small group of victors conspires to rebel against the tyrannical capital with the help of the mysterious District 13. Unfortunately, in the chaos of the extraction attempt, several tributes are left behind to become hostages in the war between the districts and the capital. The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1. Mockingjay Part 1 begins with a defeated Katniss Everdeen struggling to become the icon of the rebellion. Her time in the underground world of District 13, and the mental stress of being forced to fight to the death twice haunts her, hampering her self-confidence and ability to connect with others. To make matters worse, we see the ongoing ruination of Peeta as he is psychologically reprogrammed with Tracker Jacker venom. Katniss insists she should be deployed to the combat zone to help fight for the rebellion she wishes to support and begins to make some progress in rallying the districts. However, President Snow undercuts this progress by allowing the capture of the reprogrammed hostages by District 13 as the rebellion advances on the capital itself. Despite Katniss' struggles, the sight of what the common soldier is experiencing galvanizes her towards becoming the icon everyone is expecting her to be. The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 2. As the rebellion comes to the edges of the capital, President Snow instructs his game makers to create a labyrinth of traps throughout the capital. The atrocious loss of life and political pressure from President Coin forces Katniss and Gale to commit an attempted assassination of President Snow to end the war as quickly as possible. With limited options that allow her continued position in power, President Coin chooses to send an unstable Peeta into the war zone in an attempt to sabotage Katniss' plan. As this intense series begins to draw to a close, we see some of the most potent sacrifices yet and a strike deep into the heart of the capital that puts the weight of the whole nation on Katniss and her band of heroes. The future? The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes all started with an innocuous reference to a fourth winner of the Hunger Games. While Suzanne Collins has not released any more information about another book in the world of Panem, few expected any more prequel content at all. Suzanne Collins likes to use her writing to expound on just war theory. She decided that Cornelius Snow would be an apt channel to continue her discussion of that theory. Some fans may still hope that she decides to utilize the world of Panem again to further that narrative. Whatever the case may be, the world of Panem provides us with an enthralling story that makes us question the cost of victory even in the fight for freedom.